Hi there everyone, it's Janette here from Enthusiastic Gardener, and this is the May garden tour. I'm in Essex in England, the southeast coast of England, and I'm in the equivalent of a US zone 8, and it doesn't get particularly hot here in the summer. We're usually, if we're lucky, we're in the 70s, occasionally creep up to the 80s, but it also means that where I live we don't get very cold in the winter, so we have mild winters. At the moment everything is just alliums. Alliums are beautiful, so I wanted to capture them, and particularly I have a garden full of bees, and that is just making me so happy. So I wanted to take you round on a little garden tour in May. So if I don't remember the names of the plants, I will put the names on the screen. Here goes, here's my May garden tour, and I hope you enjoy it. So first of all, we have HEUCHERAs. We actually have, first of all, can you see, I have tons of weeds. So I've got a lot of weeding to do, but that's okay. Can you see all the pansies? These are the pansies that I grew from seed. Now these pansies are the slowest performing pansies known to anybody. I sowed them in August. They're winter pansies. I nurtured them all over the winter. I planted them out here in the landscape probably March time, and they have finally started to grow. Finally. This is Verbena bonariensis, or what's it called? That will grow very, very tall and be beautiful. It was last year. Then of course we have alliums. Alliums everywhere, bees everywhere, absolutely beautiful. So I've been really enjoying the bees. These here are drumstick alliums. Now I've never had these before. You can see the tiny little buds, so they haven't even opened yet. They've been very floppy, so I'm waiting to see what they look like. And we have some CAREX in the background, which is very beautiful. And someone did ask me about my spiral topiary. This was an Atlanta spruce, which I had as a Christmas tree, and that would have been in my front garden pots. I had two, and I made one into a spiral, which actually needs a little bit of reshaping, but it's very dry. Looks quite dead in places, so I'm not quite sure what the future for that is. That would have been in, it must have been Christmas 2020, I should imagine. We've got the remainder of the daffodils or narcissus, and I am trying hard to ignore all the leaves which are flopping over. But I saw a video on Jim Putnam's Hort Tube. Dr. A, I don't know if you saw it, Dr. A is just the loveliest man, and he says that he always gets them in a bunch, chops them up maybe 6 inches tall. He says they're fine. They always come back for him, so I'll probably end up doing that. We have one campanula ready to burst into life. That will be blue, and I always enjoy this, my Sedum Autumn Joy. There is actually a sweet pea. Richard sowed sweet peas, but what we didn't realise is there it is there. We sowed them too near. I forgot how big the sedum grows. So we've only got 3 coming up. There's a couple around the back, around there as well. But they'll probably bloom soon, I hope. Moving on, my lemon cypress, they're doing ever so well. I really like these, they're doing very, very well. And you can see my French lavender has been buzzing, just buzzing. The bees love my French lavender. And then I've got some seedlings that I've planted, and I forgot to put the tags, but you can see I nurtured them and the slugs have found them. So I'm hoping they can be strong enough to withstand the slug damage. This is a salvia, that will be purple. And I have my euonymus topiary, which I love. Another heuchera. I think we'll do the other side of this bed. It's awkward in a circle. But we'll go around the other side just to capture all the bits that we're missing here. My lobelias, I planted 47 little blue lobelias, which are just beginning to bloom, and they will get each one, well, they'll get a big mound, they'll cover over the grass, and so I should have blue lobelia all the way around the circle, which will be lovely. That's another salvia, a purple one, and I have my EUPHORBIA ASCOT rainbow, which I just chopped all the blooms off because I just don't care for the blooms, as I explained in that video. Couple of heucheras at the bottom and a lovely huge heuchera there. We'll see that a little bit more on the other side, but that is called Dark Secret. And then this has my pear tree, no, my plum tree. That's gone crazy, and I need to cut it all into a little bit more of a rounded shape, which I'll do that to tame it a little bit, but that's doing very, very well. And my little Hebe topiary round there, that's the one that I showed in a video which has been really popular, how to shape a shrub into a topiary, a standard. My bay tree's doing very well. I need to tame the suckers. I'll cut them down and make them in a little ball shape again, which is what I've been doing. I have another salvia. This over the back is a veronicastrum, and that will be white. I love that. There's like beautiful candelabras. More pansies and a nandina. This is my gorgeous Olivia Austin, David Austin rose, and I've been putting it into this tower. It's got so tall, and I must say that I don't think I have hardly any aphids. After I did my aphid, you can't see any, can you? I did my aphid spray. There are a couple, but nothing like what it was. So that was just washing up liquid mixed up with water and just spray it on. And then I dusted them all off regularly with just a little paintbrush. Another beautiful heuchera. Over the back we have some agapanthus, which Mum gave me from her garden. You can see the lobelia all the way around the edges. This is the euphorbia, which I moved. It was over blocking the view where the new seat is, and I moved that. I've been making sure I give it lots of water while it's settling in. But so far it looks okay, and it's surrounded by CROCOSMIA, which was also moved. So now we're moving on. This is the new shady corner which has recently been planted, and it's looking gorgeous. It's looking very lovely. So let's go up and have a look at all the plants around here. We have a couple of different PANSIES plants. That's some more seeds that I've planted. I grew from seed, little seedlings. They're doing very well. The orangey red shrub, that's a berberis. Behind it is the chocolate plant. And we have the bleeding hearts, DICENTRA, behind it. Now they will die right back as it gets hot. They would disappear. But one of my ferns and one of my beloved FATSIA japonicas, and you can see all the new leaves. These ones here are the leaves that have just opened this year. And what I will do, and what I always do, is once they arrive, which they have now, I will peel off all of last year's. These are last year's, so I'll be doing that very soon. Because I like it in a tree form. You don't have to do that. You can chop it down and rejuvenate it that way. You can just leave it as it is, but I like making them into tree forms. So we have another DICENTRA. These are beautiful. These are Brunneras. I believe this one is a Jack of Diamonds. Lovely, lovely fairy flowers. I've got a couple more HEUCHERAs. These two, not done so well, but you can see there are still leaves there, so I just need to tidy away all the dead ones. And I put my little glass dragonflies. That's another PANSIES. And of course the ARALIA ELATA, the famous stick, as Richard calls it. But that's been fun. I have sat in my beautiful new bench many a time. So it's really, really been lovely having this area. I've really enjoyed it. We have euphorbias lining all the way up the stepping stones. They're very small at the moment, but they're doing well. I have trodden on one or two occasionally. This one here is the only one with signs of dryness. So we have another Brunnera, some more CAREX. These are repeated really. This is the euphorbia which I plaited. It was just a bush and I wanted to make it into a little ball. I need to give it a trim. Have another euphorbia behind it. More of the same really. This is my apple tree. And I listened to you all. I was going to take all my trees out and everyone said no, give it time. I think I will just chop down maybe to about here. And then maybe it will branch out a bit more. But look at this. This is my rhododendron, which I put in my bottomless plant pot. It is happy. It hasn't bloomed for a couple of years, or I had one flower maybe 2 years ago, and it's just responding to its new home. Very, very happy. So I'm delighted with that. And just to show you around the back, we have the Gunnera manicata. Looks like it's recovering a bit. Don't know what's going to happen to that, but this is making me smile. Anyway, let's walk back. You can see my view from here. This is one of my favourite views of the garden, I have to say. Anyway, let's carry on. We'll go this way. So we've been along here. That is just sweet woodruff mixed in with fuchsias. Over the back, now this is my lilac. This is as much as my lilac has done for a couple of years now. I think it's time for the lilac to go. It's taken up too much valuable space and it doesn't perform very well. So I think it's going to have to go, unfortunately. Next to it is another bottomless plant pot with some more seedlings which I grew myself. And I'm very pleased to say I listened to you with regard to my pear tree, which I nearly took out, and now it's looking beautiful. I mean, I don't mind if I never get any fruit. That's not really why I'm growing them. Fruit would be nice. And next to it is the Tuscan Van Gogh totem pole tree. This purple flower is beautiful. So we have another lovely HEUCHERA, and this is my Alstroemeria that was planted last year. We're going to have beautiful flowers very soon, and these flowers will be orange and they will last all the way through until the autumn. They are just stunning. Another dark secret HEUCHERA. This is my PHOTINIA Red Robin, which was glorious. I'm going to cut it, I'm going to trim it, and then maybe I will get some more new red leaves. Here we have another salvia, which is a purple salvia, and then at the back my little buddleias, miniature buddleias. And this here in the pot needs to be planted. It's a Rose of Sharon, and these are weeds, unfortunately, so they will not be planted. Let's carry on through this side. We're nearly there. So I'll give you a view this way. That's the circle. My rose, let's see if we have any aphids. Well, there's a couple, but nothing like the amount that I had. So I keep coming out. It's going to flower very soon. It's the most gorgeous coral pink colour. This gem is looking very dry. I don't know quite. I think that's had its last day. There's no new growth at the bottom. You can see I still have a lot of leaves. This is more of the drumstick alliums. I'm not impressed with the drumstick alliums at all. Oh, I should say that's a peony there, which I planted last year, so we'll see. Didn't do very well last year. Just some random bits and pieces. Another Nandina. Another two bottomless pots. And that's my Ilex crenata cloud pruned topiary, and you can see it's very happy because it's got a lot of new buds. So I'll give it a trim at some point, and more of my seedlings which I've just pushed in there. Flamingo tree which I trimmed I pruned is just looking nice. I have a lot of euphorbias. Here's another one. But I do love the variegation on them. A hydrangea. Some clematis. Look at that one. That's called Ice Blue. Isn't that beautiful? This is the HEUCHERA garden, but we have the Trachycarpus, which got through the winter. I will prune the lower leaves, the lower fronds, they can come off, and that will tidy it up a bit. Should have put the fountain on. Another brunnera over the back. And then we have a selection of different HEUCHERAs, which are just beautiful colours. I love them. That little house there, it actually covers up an electric box, so we put the electric box there so we know where it is, and then behind it is a beautiful weed which is doing very well, typical. And another thing which has gone wild is this clematis, and it's gone so wild it's going right down here. I need to sort it out, it's going to cover everything. This is my apple tree, my Chinese plumbago, another sedum autumn joy. We have Shasta daisies. This is a yew. I planted some ageratum blue mink, which I grew from seed. We have zinnias, which I've grown from seed. So far the slugs have not found them, that's good. This is my Cornus alba sibirica, my dogwood. And you may remember in a recent video I pruned it right back, right down to the ground, so I'm very pleased to say it is growing. I didn't kill it. And then at the back I have a couple of cardoons. This is beautiful. My rose. It's called something like a Schweinitzer or something, I can't remember, but that is ready to explode. And not too many aphids on that either, which is fabulous. This Dusty Miller has been in there, well, it survived all winter, it's just gone on and on and on. We have a lot of sweet woodruff, which is spreading like wild. I do quite like it. I will do something with this flower bed. Another FATSIA, you can see the new leaves again, the ones at the top of the new leaves. And this is the other Van Gogh Tuscan totem pole cypress tree, which I chopped in half because it was leaning over. A couple of lobelias in there. Some more zinnias from seed, another euphorbia, and this is my lovely limelight hydrangea. Some more seeds which I planted myself, grew myself, and we have not FLAMINGO, oh gosh, what's that called? It's called a potentilla, that's it. And this, I didn't know whether I'd planted it, so I let it grow. I think it is now a huge weed. I'm convinced it's a weed. So that will have to come out. These are the begonias, and I left my begonias out all winter. You're supposed to look after them and bring them in. I just left the pots there, and they're growing back, which is fantastic. I'm just going to take you over just to see this side because we couldn't reach that far. So I planted these I grew myself, little seedlings. Very excited because I'm going to have cherries, everyone. Little cherries. The birds may well get them before I do, I don't mind. I don't mind if they do. That's fine. Another view of the French lavender. More seedlings. Another rose. Does it have aphids? Not really. That berberis is very beautiful. And at the end of the day, it catches the sun in golden hour. More zinnias. And we're back here at the Veronicastrum. So that's my garden in May. I just wanted to capture the alliums more than anything because they are so beautiful, and that's what I've been looking forward to, is the alliums. So the garden's turned into purple garden, covered in bees. What more could I ask for? So I hope you enjoyed that garden tour, and I hope you're having fun in your gardens. I'm Janette, I'm the enthusiastic gardener. Hope to see you again very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.